Ladies and gentlemen, our vocalist tonight, Michael Jackson. Michael, would you please stand?
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Bruh.
Wealthy. I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. Proudly for your dad. First African-American state senator in the state.
I mean, you like Biden, but even you must know at this point that he's going to have to shake things up because this isn't sustainable. It's just drawing too much negative attention to him.
He is regurgitating talking points that we heard during Hillary Clinton's campaign. And he's also drawing attention to the fact that he was part of Obama's administration.
We have no reason to believe that Joe Biden's going to be any different because Joe Biden is essentially running on the same platform of, hey, let's not rock the boat too much, leave things the way they are. Problems will probably sort themselves out.
Joe Biden's cognitive functions and mental capacity continues to deteriorate very obviously before our very eyes.
So Joe Biden is, he's really not doing well on the campaign trail.
Remember what happened last time?
Joe Biden just can't stop himself from saying horribly stupid things.
He launched months after some of these other candidates, and he already needs to pace himself. That is not a good look for his campaign at this point.
I only bring that up because it was a losing strategy.
Those are losing platforms.
The Trumpified version of Hillary Clinton.
But it's a fan of Biden who thinks, man, he's only been in this for a few months, but already maybe this talking thing isn't the best idea.
I found it hilarious that he included something in there about climate change when his current proposal on climate change doesn't go nearly far enough.
Even Obama told Joe, please don't run. You don't have to do this.
He's just morphing into the Democratic version of Donald Trump.
It's clear to see why his campaign was pushing for a limited exposure strategy.
We were told over and over and over that both Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump were thoroughly unelectable, and Hillary Clinton was, and we all know what happened.
What is he saying?
But like we're old enough to remember the last few times he ran for president. Do you remember him winning any of those races? No, he didn't, and there are reasons for that, and they're coming out.
He brings up a number of other things like investing in schools. What are you talking about? Schools were dismantled, defunded, completely destroyed under Obama's watch.
If he was doing great, his staff wouldn't have to hide him from the public.
And it's embarrassing.
What might be like serious cognitive issues.
This isn't even really a gaffe.
It's not just stuff happening to him. This is from him. He can't seem to focus on what's going on. He seems to have a shaky memory of even recent political history, and that is not what we want, especially in a time of Donald Trump.
What happened to student loan debt under Obama's watch?
They wouldn't have to live in constant fear every time he opens his mouth.
It's embarrassing.
And really cringeworthy moments that, Biden's experiencing here.
This is just how Biden thinks.
Now, I'm not saying that Biden isn't fit for office. I'm not saying that, like Donald Trump, his brain is mostly made of tapioca pudding. Nothing like that. But
young people who are struggling economically as a result of his policies.
You put $1 trillion around their necks, and now you're going to go mock them?
They wouldn't have to keep an eye on where his hands are anytime he's around a young woman.
We're all on a gigantic ship right now. That's the size of the Titanic, called the Joe Biden.
I don't support him as a candidate, so I want to go after him and make the case that, hey man, don't go in this direction.
Electability is a myth. Otherwise, we could actually have a nightmare situation where Biden, who has no vision for America, is the nominee. And without a vision, a Trump re-election is a near certainty.
I mean, we're still months away from Iowa.
He went to a room full of rich donors and he said, I promise you, if I'm president, nothing will change. And we're going to vote for this guy? Hell no, hell no.
Joe's not it.
And we are sailing straight into an iceberg.
But then I also genuinely kind of feel bad.
All the Trump campaign has to do is take that clip, put that in an ad.
Okay, and this ad, dude, I got it. You won a coin toss and Obama picked you to be vice president.
It's 2016 all over again.
Because I think there actually might be something wrong with him, or at least it's like the beginning of something being wrong with him.
When he was talking to a bunch of wealthy donors, he told them that nothing will fundamentally change.
Can anyone on TV say the obvious fact? He was picked to appeal to white voters.
You'd think that they'd see the writing on the wall currently, but they don't.
It's happening like every single day.
This would be the worst candidate to go up against Donald Trump.
Well, now all we ever hear from Joe Biden is noun, verb, and Obama. That's all he's got.
This man is a buffoon, and he is making, what, 10 gaffes a day?
There's like some weird thing going on in his brain where he's just like losing track of time and defaulting back to like the 1980s.
The Democratic nominee has to be able to get Democratic voters out to vote.
I mean, I'm being hyperbolic, but you get the point.
He's been dropping since he announced, but he still has a lead.
Biden is simply Hillary 2.0. This is not going to work.
Biden 2020. Whoa.
Says something that's insanely off base every single day that's really questionable in terms of his cognitive health.
The man is clearly deteriorating. I mean, if you've seen him in public, seen him in the debates, this guy is not well.
Hillary Clinton was leading too, and we all know how that turned out. So, I mean,
it's not just a few things here and there. This is definitely a trend.
He should not be running for president.
Let's not make that same mistake that we did in 2016, guys. Please.
Biden's mind is back in the 80s right now. He has no idea what the hell is going on. This man is not well. This should not be the nominee.